So today's topic is about the app called Clubhouse. Now, let me give you a little backstory about how I came across this app, and then I'll be sharing my screen and just kind of taking you behind the scenes to help you understand what this app is about, why people are talking about it, and how it's used. So my friend Yolanda, my friend slash sister from another mother, father, my client, she's all those good things. She sent me a message last week. I think it was Friday, and Yolanda has been on like an amazing journey the past year, and she's actually been doing more like speaking, motivational speaking, keynote speaking, and all that sort of thing. And she sent me a message and she said, "Hey, Mike, have you heard of Clubhouse? And I need to know how I can use this for my business." So, doing what I do as the marketing technology consultant, I went and jumped on Clubhouse. And thank you, Dorley, for accepting my invite to let me in because this thing is an invite only. She actually moved me to the front of the line and got me on the app. And over the weekend, I spent some time on the app trying to figure out, okay, what is this good for? Who do I think this can be useful for? How can I leverage this, and how might my clients be able to leverage this? So thanks for that. That little clue, Yolanda, to bring me on there. I spent hours on there this weekend while I was working, listening and working, and it's pretty amazing, I must say. So I will give it a thumbs up initially. I'm gonna show you why I give it a thumbs up, and I'm gonna share 6 things that I love about it so far. But one of the things that I'll mention to you, and so you can kind of prepare. And we've been hearing like people in the marketing space talk about this for a while. They've been saying how voice and audio was going to be the new thing. Now I understand that a lot of us really love podcasts, because I listen to podcasts all the time, and I get that, I understand that, but I'm just like, where else can it go? If besides listening to a podcast, where else can it go? And what I found with this app that I think is pretty amazing is that it's almost as if they socialized podcast listening in a way. The difference is like there's these live conversations. So imagine like back in the day, if you were able to be in a studio or a television show and like an Oprah show, and you're in the audience and you're listening, and you might have an opportunity to engage and to come up on stage and speak. Like they really kind of taken that atmosphere, is the best way I could think to describe it, and put it in an app. Now, one thing you need to know beforehand is that currently the app is by invite only and only on iPhone. But I was in their town hall over the weekend, and they are going to make this available to Android. So it is on their list to do. What I've learned about this company so far is that they did not necessarily expect it to scale so fast. So it's growing pretty quickly, and they're finding that they have to bring some people on board, but it sounds like it's a pretty small team who pulled this together. But when I show you how this thing works and what I think you can do with it, I think you as well want to get on there. Now, a piece of advice, even if now I don't know if you can on an Android, but for now, if you have an iPhone, I want to tell you the thing about these social media platforms when they're new and they first come out is like your username, your handle, your at whatever. Like, even if you're not going to use the app right now, I do recommend you download the app and create an account and secure your name for somebody else does it. So that's going to be a tip that I give to you. They want you to use your real name. So, my real name is my first and middle on there is Michael Demond, but I actually reserve the handle Marketing Tech because that's what I want to be known for, and that's what I want to use. But whatever it is you want to use, go ahead and do so and secure that. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over to screen share. Good morning, Jessica. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're doing well down there in Texas. Good morning, Reve. The wonderful topic. I'm helping birth workers figure out how to use the app in their business smart. I'm so happy that I can hear some of your tips. Awesome. Thanks, Reve. I love that picture. That is beautiful. I really love that. Wendy, can Android users set up account? I don't think you can. I don't think it's in the Google. I know it's not in the Google App Store yet. So I know when it becomes available, and I'll make sure that I come back and I do an update and let people know when they announce that is there so that you can go and get it. But no, it's not in the Android App Store yet. So that's a good question. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and usually when we have these, we try to keep these to like under 30 minutes. I think today's might be about 15, 20 minutes. We'll go with the flow. If you can't stay for the whole thing, though, I just want you to know that wherever you're watching this, it'll be there when you come back. So the best thing is just to go to my YouTube and subscribe. So if you're on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. If you can like and share this while I'm presenting, that would be great too, because there could be other people out there who needs to know this information. So I would appreciate that. But this will be here. So wherever you're watching it, come back and finish later if you can't do it all today. So let me go ahead and switch over to screen share mode, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I saw a question come in. Jessica, I'm going to get your question going too. I saw that come in. Jessica just asked, yeah, sorry, I got the tunnel vision. If we can't set up Android, then we just secure it on the laptop. I don't even think you can get it on the laptop. I did play around with that to see if that was possible. And you can't even pull it up because it's just on the iPhone app for now. So I know it's just like, man, that's unfortunate because people need to be able to go on there and secure their properties, and that would be ideal. So I'm definitely going to be on top of that, and I'm going to let you guys know as soon as I find out, because you know how these things go on these platforms. People will do a mad dash to go secure all they can, but I think you can only use one because they tie it to your phone number. So you only can tie it to one phone number. But I'm definitely going to keep up on that and keep you guys in the loop on that. Great question, Jessica. Okay, so now you're in the app now. We're looking at the app, and okay, I can see that you can see my screen. When you first log in, once you create your account and you're logged in, let me turn the comment off. I'm sorry. Let me do that real quick because I think that might be in your way. How do I switch back? There we go. I'm gonna hide that. Okay, cool. So that gives us a little bit more space. So what I'm doing right now, I'm actually live in the app, and I won't be able to play any conversations because that is against community guidelines. So I don't want to get kicked off the app because I just got on here. But I will do is just kind of point out some of the features and some ways that you can use this and how I'm using this. So this is what you see when you first come in, and you get the option to explore. Exploring is pretty much like a search function where you can type in a name, and you can type in a topic that you might want to look for. So I mentioned my friend Yolanda earlier, who told me about the platform and got me on. If I was to type in Yolanda, you'll see that it's automatically showing all these people who are here on the app. There's Yolanda. So once you pull that up and you find somebody that you're interested in, there's a couple of things that you get to see. You get to see, number one, what their handle name is. So she has Go Yoga Fitness on there. It's ideal that you write a description because what's going to happen when you're in a room, and I'll explain what a room is, people are actually going to be able to tap on your profile, and they only are going to be able to see whatever you put in the first 3 lines of your profile. So whatever you want people to see in a short snapshot of who you are, and enough information to make them say, you know what, yes, this person sounds of interest, or this sounds like somebody I want to connect to or I want to follow. It's going to show in those first 3 lines. So keep that in mind. But you can add more to that. I'll pull up my profile and show you more. You can put links in here, but they're not interactive, so people can't click on it. The only way that you can get external links from the app is that they allow you to connect your Instagram, and they allow you to connect your Twitter. So if I was to click here, I would be taken over to Yolanda's Instagram. Now, the thing also that I think is kind of cool, and it frustrates some people, but I actually think it's a good thing. You cannot inbox people on here. There are no feeds for you to manage and scroll through. There's no images for you to scroll through. There's no interaction, only your voice. So if you want to be interactive and you want to engage with people, which is the purpose of the app, guess what? You have to go into what they call a room, and you can be in 2 modes. You can be in listener only mode, or you can raise your hand, and the people who are hosting that group will ask you, allow you to be able to unmute and come up on what they call stage and then speak. So let me just kind of show you what I mean. I'm not going to play any sound, but I'm just going to kind of go here. So there's one here called hustle. Now, this is a topic. This is a topic that you can explore. And then once you're in there, there's all these different subtopics. So like entrepreneurship. And this will tell me right now all the clubs, who's running those clubs. I can follow these clubs. I can go into the club. I can see who the members are. So you can imagine, like, there are tons of people that you can connect to depending on what your industry is and what your interest is, which is amazing, because I think that leads to you being able to grow your network, but then also be able to put yourself on stage in front of other people. So when I say on stage, let me go back here. I'm going to go to my main screen. And when I come in here, it tells me right now kind of like what are some upcoming topics that are on here. So I can scroll right down. So this is the only feed that you really get. This is just kind of showing you some topics and some conversations. So there's one here that says, do all rooms have to say make $1 million? Menopause, how to create infectious energy, entrepreneurs that make a difference. I can keep on scrolling down and just either find something that I like, or I can go here and I can type in something of interest. So if I wanted to type in like social media, whoops. Tips. I can look for clubs, see if there's anything here. Content creator strategies. So I can come on here and I can just find different clubs and I can find different people who are hosting topics related to that. But let me just go into one of the rooms and show you what it looks like when you're actually just in a room. I'm just going to scroll down. Yeah. Confident conversation, the time to build a network. There's a lot here. What is this here? So right now you can't hear this, but I'm in a room and you'll see all these people are also in this room. Everybody's muted unless they're a moderator or a speaker. So I can actually just come in here almost as like if I was browsing through my like a podcast directory, or if I was on YouTube, I'd be able to go in there and I'd be able to just kind of listen in live. If I had something I wanted to add to the conversation, I can raise my hand. So you see a little hand icon at the bottom, and then that'll notify the moderator I'd like to speak. And then if when they're taking questions, you'll see that and I'll be able to speak and unmute. You see right now, Doc is one of the person has a little circle around his thing that's kind of moving. That lets you know the person who's speaking. If I come in this room, the idea behind this is for you to be able to pop in and out. So I almost kind of think about being in a huge exhibit hall of conferences and I can walk down the hallway and I can be like, okay, like what topics am I interested in? If I don't like a topic, all I have to do is just click that little button and it takes me out, and then I can continue going ahead and scrolling. Now, I can also host a conversation of my own. If I go ahead and I click start a room, it's going to ask me what type of room would I like to create. So I can do an open room, which means that anybody on the app who follows me or explores and finds me or finds my topic will be able to can just hop in and listen. The other one is a social. So this is with a room with just people that I follow. It's up to them if they want to come in and out of the room. You just never know. Some people I heard have like these marathons where they just have like an open room for hours. And then I was on one this morning when I woke up where they had one where you got a 15-second pitch. So like they were allowing people to just come into the room. You wait in line, you unmute if you want to speak. Just request to speak, and then they gave you 15 seconds to ask for whatever it is you wanted to ask for or to speak, which I thought was pretty cool because a lot of people were in there getting follows, or they were just putting out there like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I need, and people were sharing what their needs were, which is pretty cool. So the other thing that's good about this that I like is like a lot of people are very camera shy and they don't want to go on camera, they don't want to be seen on video, and I understand that. But you can just come in here and just use your voice, so there's no waiting to get you don't have to get dialed up and all that stuff if you don't want to, because sometimes it's just you just don't have time, or you're just not interested. But you can come in here and host and participate in some very valuable conversations. I'm going to go back now. Heads up. I get it. Okay, so here's my own personal profile. As I mentioned, I'm in here as marketing tech, but you can find me either way, Michael Damon. I made sure that my first 3 lines of my bio were going to speak to the things that I wanted people to know right away. And then down below, I have my Instagram, and I can add my Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter user. I mostly go on there to kind of read news and that kind of thing, see what's happening. But I probably will connect it once I kind of clean my profile up a little bit. You can see what who nominated me. So as I mentioned, Dora Lee. What happens is like when you join this app, people who have your phone number in their contacts will be notified that you're on the app, and then they'll say, hey, would you like to nominate Michael or to join on the app? So Dora Lee got my number in her book, in her contacts, and she received the notification and let me in, which is cool. So anytime you join a club or a group, you'll see these little icons, what you're part of, and then I can come in here and I can see whatever the topic is, and I can follow any of these. So a couple things that I just want to share with you that I think are valuable about this is that Keep in mind that this audio world is expanding. Oh, so here's what I mean. So here this tells me just signed up for Clubhouse. Okay, so I got a little notification that somebody signed up. People that I follow, I'll get a notification that they schedule topics and all of that. So that's what the activity part is. I'm going to go back to my list of my 6 things, but I just wanted to show you, you can schedule future conversations. So I can come in here and I can click on the calendar and I can actually create an event or a topic that I want to speak to host a room, choose a date and time, put a description in there, and then add any co-host. So if I wanted to do something together with people who I'm connected to, or if I wanted to invite other people to come co-host and present with me, I can invite them here. And what will happen is it's going to go on the calendar. So then people in the app can see all these things are upcoming topics that people are having. Lots of real estate people on here, lots of entrepreneurship, lots of mindfulness. There's some good stuff. Here are my notifications. So that's what that looked like. We looked at that. And then the more you are active on the app, the more they give you invites to invite people. So it looks like I earned 2 invites because I've been on here. I hosted a room for testing purposes. You'll see a lot of big name people like celebrity influencer and that kind of stuff on here. That's just how it is. You know, they get people on here, but you get to see people in your contacts that you can connect with too. So that's kind of like the inside of the app. These topics here, these conversations kind of give you an idea of what type of topics are being talked about. There's just right now, like just to think about all the stuff that's on here and it's not even on all device types yet, it's pretty crazy. So as you can imagine, like there's a lot of opportunity here, but there's a lot of opportunity to be able to connect and build relationships. The thing that I would advise for anybody who's thinking about getting on here is that this platform is really like, if you want to maximize it and get the most out of it and really like build genuine connections with people, you want to get on here, you want to get into some rooms, and you want to participate in conversations that you can add some value to. The people that I followed and the people that I pay, that I've interact with are people who are adding value to the platform, and then they're adding value to a specific topic. So I have been using it to kind of go on there, and I did a topic on how to improve the discoverability of your business on Google. And I just kind of talked about some of the things I covered in last week's episode of Tech Talk and just made sure that I shared that information. So there were people that I didn't know who came into the room and who asked questions, who were just listening in. You don't have to engage if you don't want to, but people who came and got some valuable information. And when you're on there sharing valuable information that you have and you sharing knowledge and you're just being a good community person on the app, people follow you, people want to connect with you. This has been a way to grow Instagram connection. So I've had some people who've gone to the next step, follow me on Instagram. I follow them on Instagram. Like it's pretty amazing how quick and easily you can connect with people. And I like it because it doesn't have like all the noise. Like I don't feel like I have to sift through anything but topics, and I can just choose topics that I'm interested in, but I don't have to sift through all the other things that you typically get on social media, because I choose what I want to allow in rather than being bombarded by stuff and then sifting through it to find the stuff that I want. So what I want to do right now is just kind of take a pause from there, and I want to take a look at the comments and see if we have any questions at all. I want to remind you too, if you can, just go ahead and do some sharing for me. Click like and share so other people can see this and benefit from this information. So there's your little reminder to do so. So let me go ahead and look at the comments and see if we have any questions. I'll say, okay, so I did answer that. Thank you, Carmen. Carmen shared, hey, Monty Linder's here, waiting on your invite. Okay, let me do so. Can we transfer? My son has that's a good question. I wonder, now that is a good question, Jessica. That is a good question, because I'm wondering if you set it up on there. But can you, I guess if you have access to his phone, you can use it, but I wonder, I'll see if I can find out about that. I'll read through the community guidelines and all that stuff. And if I find something that kind of talks about more of the tech stuff behind that, I'll see if I can post it here. That's a good question. Very good question. Hey, Sheila, how you doing? This is very interesting information. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure. Like, I really love doing this. I love the tech topics. I love talking to small business owners and really kind of help people just get a grasp on all this stuff, because I know how crazy this can be to keep up with. Edwin, how are you? What's going on? Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I see you doing some wood cutting stuff. I got to go back and look, but I have to go check that out, man. Good morning. Good morning, Chris, Utah Fry Guy. I know. I'm sorry, Wendy. She's Android. She's team Android. It's crazy. Hey, Carrie. Thank you. Only for iPhone. Yep, that's correct. That's right, Kamaya. Happy New Year to you. I don't know if I talked to you yet in the new year, but Happy New Year to you. And it is. But it sounded like when I was on the town hall, like it sounds like they might be pretty close to launching Android soon because they kept on saying it and they kept on saying it. So every Sunday, I think they do like a town hall, and I tune in to kind of get the update. So, that's what I've learned from there. So I promised you 6 things. I want to make sure I recap those 6 things here. So one is for you to be aware as a business owner is that the audio error is starting to go social. I'm a podcast listener, like as I mentioned, and I like the idea that I can just kind of come in here and tap into conversations and topics that I usually listen to, and just kind of get information, find people, connect with people, meet with people that way. If you're on Clubhouse and you want to connect with me, please do just give me a follow. I'll make sure that I follow you back. I appreciate that. Number 2, you can schedule future topics. So I showed you the little calendar icon and how you can, if you want to host a room, I highly suggest you do so because that's how you get invites to invite other people, but it also allows other people to discover you because they'll see that you're live. So when I was going through that feed, all the ones that are live, you can tap into and people can come in, see what you got to say, and decide if they're going to engage from there. The third thing that was pretty amazing to me that you can be on stage in front of thousands of people in like a click. So there are a lot of, like I mentioned, like big name people on here. These platforms always try to go and get the celebrities first. If and I understand because they have a draw. But a lot of them have really been sharing some valuable information on there. Grant Cardone, if you ever heard of him, he's on there. He's been hosting a lot of conversations and jumping in and out of rooms. So anybody can come in your room. You never know who might come into your room and jump in on the topic and add some value to that conversation. And it's pretty cool to see how that works. So that was one of them. The other is that this is a great way to add value to communities and also kind of just build some brand awareness around you and what it is that you do. So hopefully the Android part comes out soon because I know most of the world is on Android, and I think because the capacity to manage that as they're growing, I think it grew faster than they thought. It started last year or something like that. So it hasn't been long. So hopefully that'll come soon. And I'm going to do my best to keep you guys in the loop about that. The other thing is that you can use this to grow your Instagram and your Twitter connections. And people will, once they're interested in you and like to kind of go to the next step, if they want to engage with you, they'll do so on those platforms. There's no inboxing, there's no messaging, there's no commenting on your picture or nothing like that on here. They actually have to be very intentional and want to connect with you, which I think is kind of cool. And you'll be able to use that platform to be able to grow your social media following that way. And then the other thing is just like, this is a great way, as I mentioned, for you just to be able to plug into people. All of us as individuals have all these life experiences that are such value to us, and through storytelling, there's an opportunity for us to share our personal experience and our stories to help other people. So that's kind of like my method and why I do this show and why I like doing Tech Talk is because it gives me an opportunity to kind of like share from my real world experiences and get them out there to people who might need to be able to benefit or who may learn from those so that they don't repeat that. So I think it's great that there's a platform where you can go and do that in a less noisy way to be able to connect with people, get some information. Like a lot of things that I've listened to and I've heard was really kind of inspiring me and gave me some tips on some things I can do in my business. So that is today's Tech Talk. That's our conversation for today. Let's see, Chris, I'm not tech, so as you know, however, I'm looking forward to dabbling. Yeah, like what's nice about this is like once you get the app, there's really not much that you have to do. It's like you can search, you can follow, you can hit a mic and you can speak. So you don't have to be real tech savvy with this one. It's pretty cool to be able to just kind of jump in and jump out and not have to do a lot. Oh, yes. So thank you, Jessica, because I ran into this too. So there are a lot of Clubhouse apps in Google Play. What does the real app icon look like so we Android users can keep watch? Great question, because I went in there too and I'm just like, what in the world? So let me show you what you're going to see. I'm going to go back to my little screen share here and I'll show you exactly what you want to look for. Thank you, Jessica, for pointing that out. So the icon itself for the app is this guy. I started to read about it. I don't know exactly who he is. I think he's like a musician or something, but this guy is the app. That's the app right there. So you'll see that guy's face in the app, and then you'll also see, which is theirs. Let's see if I have it on here somewhere. It actually was in the graphic for the show. Let me go here. If you look at the thumbnail that I have, there's a little hand waving, a yellow hand, and it says Clubhouse drop in audio. I don't know why they don't have it on here. This thing is like real stripped down, but that's what you'll want to look for. So either look for that guy or look for Clubhouse drop in audio. There's something else called Clubhouse on there, which is like, I saw it was purple, and that's not it. I think people are also starting to develop like, accessories to kind of connect to it. I saw one that did note taking or something like that. So that was another thing. I'll also put the link to their website here. Maybe that'll be a good thing too. I don't know if they had like a subscriber list to be notified, but I'll find out and I'll make sure all my Android friends can get connected and take advantage of this. So thank you, Jessica, for that question. A great question. Carmen, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the information. I know you're on the app now, so I'm looking forward to seeing you put this into use. I'm gonna let you enjoy your vacation this week, your working vacation, I should say. But we definitely have to make sure you get on there and host some conversations. So, okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I do love doing this. And if you are somebody who is, where's that little thing? You know, I got all these little tabs. There we go. If you need some help with this technology stuff and kind of getting yourself set up to work smarter and not harder, I do offer 15-minute marketing consultations. It used to just be on Fridays, but now it's on Mondays and Fridays. You didn't know that I did Mondays too, so I opened it up because all the Fridays were booking up fast and people were like, hey, when can we meet? So now I do Mondays and Fridays. There's some windows of time there. If you go to that website address, I'll put the link in the comments. You can go and book and we can just chat. It's very casual. I ask you, how's it going? What's urgent for you and your business? What do you need help with? And either I can help you or I can point you in the right direction. There's no commitment. You don't have to pay for anything. It's free. It's just my way to kind of give back and help people if I can help people. So thank you again for tuning in. We're at our 30-minute mark. We're at a 30-minute mark. Carmaya, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for adding to the conversation. Thanks, everybody. All my regulars, thank you all for being here. And we'll see you next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'll be on time this time. I won't be looking at the wrong clock. And then we'll go from there. Even after this show, use the comments. I always check them throughout the day to see if there's anything I missed. So feel free to ask your questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. All right. Cool. Well, thank you all. I'm going to play my little intro thing that I had for you in the beginning and kind of messed. I'm going to play that going out. So thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it. And you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you so much. Let's see. Here we go.